safe, where every community can prosper, and where all Americans can stand tall and proud and free. I know this vision of freedom, equality, and dignity lives in the heart of every American patriot. And just like so many African Americans throughout our history who have struggled and sacrificed for freedom, we must do our part to make that vision real for every single American. As long as we have faith in our citizens, confidence in our values, and trust in God, we will not fail. We will protect the birthright of freedom for all Americans. I want to tell you, we've made such incredible progress over the last year. It was just announced, and perhaps you heard me say it, we had the lowest African American unemployment rate in the history of our country. That's, Charles, that's good. Alveda, it's an honor of you, Alveda. Lowest in the history of our country. So we are very, very proud of that. I want to thank you again all for being here. God bless you, and God bless America. God bless America. Thank you very much. I now would like to invite our really terrific he's very young. I won't ask you how old, but you are a young guy. Surgeon General to the podium. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you, Mrs. Trump. It was wonderful speaking with you before we came in. I'm really, really honored to be here to honor the history of Black Americans. I'm humbled to be here today with all of you, with my family, and with an audience of Black leaders to celebrate Black History Month. As a Black man and as your Surgeon General, I am proud to serve our great country. I have the privilege of leading the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps, a uniformed service of over 6,500 officers who are dedicated to protecting, promoting, and advancing the health and safety of our great nation. Growing up, I was surrounded by relatives that protected our country through service in the armed forces. My Uncle Teddy over there, my Aunt Susie, my father, Ricky. My mother had 3 brothers who served in the military. Service to our country runs deep in my family's blood. My Uncle Vincent served 2 tours in Vietnam. Service runs deep in our family, and it runs deep in the Black community. In high school, I applied to the Naval Academy, but my asthma prevented me from serving at that time. However, my time spent in the hospital due to asthma enlightened me to another form of service, the medical profession. The first time I ever interacted with a Black physician was in college, when I had the opportunity to meet Dr. Ben Carson. To see a Black man making such important contributions to the field of medicine, Dr. Carson, it lit a fire in me. It instilled in me a belief that I could do the same. And again, Secretary Carson is here with us today. If you have a chance, say thank you to him, because thank you, Dr. Carson, from my heart for inspiring me and for inspiring so many others. As this year's theme for Black History Month is African Americans in the military, I'd like to share a really brief story with you. In the mid-19th century, Alexander Thomas Augusta dreamed of being a surgeon, but he was refused entry to U.S. medical schools because of the color of his skin. Undeterred, he enrolled in medical school in Canada. When the Civil War broke out, Dr. Augusta offered his services to President Abraham Lincoln. He was commissioned as an officer, becoming the Army's first ever African-American physician. He went on to become the first African-American professor of medicine in the entire country, working at the newly formed Howard University right here in our Washington, D.C. Dr. Augusta was honored as the first African-American ever to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery. And following in the footsteps of leaders like Dr. Augusta, today we have trailblazers like General Nadja West. General West, raise your hand so everyone can see who you are. Leaders like Dr. West will continue the tradition of excellence by Black military physicians. She is the first Black Army Surgeon General. She's also the highest ranking woman ever to graduate from West Point. And you all can say it. Go on, girl. You can give her one. She and I are working together with the other uniformed services to improve the health of our service members in the communities they live in. Unfortunately, our service members are less fit and less ready to deploy than at any time in modern history. 7 out of 10 of our 18 to 24-year-olds are ineligible for military service. To be blunt, our poor health is a threat to national security. It is also critical to remember Black Americans are more likely to bear the brunt of poor health in our communities. If we want to continue to build a safer and more equitable America, we must address the health disparities and inequities among Black communities that limit their opportunities to thrive and limit their opportunities to serve our great country. In closing, I'm honored to be here with you, Mr. President, Mrs. Trump, to celebrate Black History Month. The contributions of Black Americans are an important part of our nation's history. Mr. Trump, you've given me a unique opportunity as your Surgeon General to be a part of that great history. And for that, I'm more grateful than I will ever be able to express to you, sir. Extremely grateful. In addition to my thanks, you, Mr. Trump, and every single one of you in the audience have my sincere promise to shine a light on disparities wherever they exist and to do all I can to lift up our great nation's health and our ability to serve and all give back. Thank you, and God bless America.
Thank you very much, everybody.